शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। Om. Dear friends, we are seeing this Valmiki Ramayana. So far we have seen 3 episodes and we are in the very first chapter, that is the first sarga as it is called, and I told you this first sarga is called Samkshepa Ramayanam, that is Ramayana in brief, and this is something which was learnt by heart by all children, say not only in olden days but even now. So, in order to help some parents who may be willing to teach their children, I am reading out all the shlokas of this first chapter alone. Later we will go fast. Then we were actually reading in the last episode, we were reading the 4th shloka, that is Atmavan ko jitakrodho dyutiman ko nasuyakah kasya bibhyati devasya jataroshasya sanyuge. Valmiki is putting a question to, say, Narada. Narada is the Guru and Valmiki is the Shishya. So, in the very first shloka, we saw the relationship between the Guru and Shishya. Guru is somebody who is a tapaswadhyaya, a person who is very well versed in all the Shastras, and Shishya also is somebody who is a tapasvi, very sincere, austere person. And then he is asking the question about who is this Atmavan, a person who is having a great self-control, a person who has conquered this Kama, Krodha, Lobha, etc. And then a person who is of a pleasant countenance, that is the Dyutiman, a person who has that pleasant say appearance in on his face. And then Anasuyakaha, I was explaining this word called Anasuyakaha. Asuya is what is called Guneshu Dosha Vishkaranam Asuya, it is said. That is, even if a man is doing good, you are trying to find fault with him, a bad boss, let us say. But then a good boss always say, okay, he doesn't totally ignore the faults, he will highlight the merits. He will highlight the merits and then say, okay, if he has done some good work, he will try to say pat him, just pat him on the back, okay, well done. And then he will say, okay, forget about that, try to overcome that small defect. So, that is how a good boss will say. So, Anasuyaka is somebody who does not say do that fault finding for the sake of fault finding, but then he will try to improve the people, who is basically a good boss or a good leader. It is one of the great leadership qualities. Konasuyakaha kasya bibhyati devasya, even the gods, they are afraid of him. When? Jata roshasya sanyuge, jata roshaha, when he becomes ferocious in war. Sanyuge, sanyuga means in war. When he becomes ferocious, that is again, he is somebody who is assuming anger. I told you that jita krodha means when you have conquered anger, how can you fight enemies, you can say. That is, there is what is called a dharma. Dharma, when it is your duty to fight, you have to jolly well fight. You need not be angry, but you have to fight. So, that is what we see in several places in Ramayana. That is, even when say at the end, when Ravana is totally tired, then Rama says, okay, you are now tired, you go back and then come back tomorrow. So, that is what he says. So, similarly, we see such say behavior in several other places. Then Jata Roshasya Sanyuge. So, Valmiki says, Etadichamyaham shrotum param kautuhalam hime maharshe tvam samarthosi gyatum evam vidham naram. He says, that is, O Maharshi, you are capable of Maharshi. Maharshi is Maharishi, is called Maharshi. Rishi means a Jnani. The meaning of Rishi is, okay, we normally say he is a sage, etc. Rishi, the literal etymological meaning of the word Rishi is Jnani. Risha Gatau, that is the etymological meaning, that is the person who is a Jnani. So, Maharshi means a Mahajnani, you are a great Jnani, you know all the things, good, bad, ugly, all the things you know. So, you please tell me who is a person who matches with this particular description, I want to know. Then why is Valmiki asking all this? You see this, if you see this, basically Valmiki is trying to write an epic to portray an ideal character. Why? Why to portray an ideal character? Because the human being, all said and done, he is basically an imitative animal. The human being wants to say imitate whoever is say a celebrity, whoever is a VIP, let us say. Human being basically tends to imitate. So, that is the reason why We see in Gita also, yadyad acharati shrestha tattadevetaro janah. Gita says, whatever a great man does, all other people they do follow. So that is basically the imitative nature. And whom do we follow now? We now follow maybe some film stars, maybe some other celebrities, maybe some dancers, maybe some other say actresses, etc. So if the girl, say the boys, they follow, they imitate the heroes, or they may be imitating some cricketers. And the girls, suppose some girl is told, okay, you resemble so and so actress. So from that day onwards, that girl will try to imitate that particular actress, and whatever dress that actress will wear, this girl also will tend to wear. If that actress will wear a small say mini skirt or something, this girl also will wear a mini skirt. So that is how we are basically imitators. So we find that Valmiki's intention is to create an ideal character and portray dharma through him. Not only one character, all the characters also. We see dharma being followed by Lakshmana, we see dharma being followed by Bharata, we see dharma being followed by say Shatrughna, Hanuman, Sugriva, all these people, they are embodiments of dharma. So through all these characters, he is portraying a massive network of relationships, basically between husband and wife, and then the ruler and the ruled, and then brothers, and then how brothers have to behave, and then various types of relationships, father, son, all these relationships, the matrix, the entire matrix that is being described by Valmiki. And then this is what has guided the society, guided the Indian society for thousands of years. So that is what we say discussed in the very first episode. So that is the reason why Valmiki is asking about such a character. And now Narada is replying. Yes, Narada is thinking for a moment. He just paused for a moment. He just thought and then said, okay, yes, I now find a person like that. So he is saying, Shrutva chaitat trilokagno Valmikirnarado vachah Shruyatamiti chamantriya prahrushto vakyam abravit. So this is what Narada is saying. Shrutva cha etat trilokagno Narada. That is, Narada is called a trilokagnya. Triloka, we normally refers to the three worlds, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. Normally we use the word Bhur, Bhuva, Suvaha, etc. Bhuhu means this world on which we live. Bhuvaha is what is called the Suvaha, Swargaloka. Let me tell about Swarga first. Bhuhu, Swaha. Swaha is the Swargaloka. And intermediate, that particular loka is called Bhuvar Loka. So this is something which is something to do with our say, let us say theology or religion. At the level of theology, we talk about these three lokas, and then there is what is called Devaloka, there is a Pitruloka, etc., etc. We talk about in say when you see Puranas. So Narada is somebody who is very well versed, or rather who knows what is happening in all these three lokas. He has got a free access to. In fact, he is called a Devarshi. Narada is actually called a Devarshi, that is a divine, say, saint. So he has that free movement to all these three lokas. So he says, Shruyatam, yes, I am going to tell you, listen. Then Prahurushta means he also felt happy, because a good question has been asked. Suppose there is an interviewer, that interviewer poses a question. So this man, the person who is sitting, he says, sometimes we see, oh, this is a very interesting question, very important question. So like that. So Prahurushta, this gentleman also has got an opportunity to say about a great character. He has an opportunity to sing the praise of Rama, let us say. He has an opportunity to sing the praise of Vishnu himself, because Rama is said to be an incarnation of the same Vishnu. So Narada has got an opportunity to sing the praise of Vishnu. So that is why he becomes Prahurushtaha, and then he says Vakyam Abravit. He is saying, he says, yes, what you described, you have given a long list of virtues. It is rather difficult, but still there is one such person. He says, Bahavo durlabhaschaiva ye tvaya kirtita gunaha mune vakshyamyaham buddhva tair yukta shruyatam naraha. He says, hey Mune, Shruyatam, oh Muni, you listen, I am telling you, Buddhva, yeah, I have just thought about it, yeah, now I know that there is a person. He says, Bahavo durlabhaschaiva, Bahava, you have asked about too many virtues. Durlabhaha, very difficult, because you may find one valorous person, but he may not be a generous person. You may find somebody who is Satyasandha, but he may be a very timid fellow, or you may find some Anasuyakaha, but then he may not be a Dyutiman. So, all these qualities may not be in one person. So, you are asking about a person who is having all these qualities. So, he is saying, Ye tvaya kirtita gunaha, but still there is one person. Who is that? Ikshvaku vamsha prabhavo Ramo nama janaishrutaha niyatatma mahaviryo dyutiman dhrutiman vashi. So, he says, this is Ikshvaku vamsha prabhavaha. Ikshvaku vamsha means the race, that particular line of Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku vamsha is otherwise called the solar race, or Surya vamsha it is called, because say Surya, his son is supposed to be Manu, and then his son is supposed to be Ikshvaku. So, somehow it is the Puranas, they describe like that, because we see in the Gita also, in the 4th Adhyaya of Gita, Krishna says, Imam vivasvate yogam proktavanaham avyayam vivasvan manave praha manu rikshvakave abravit. He says in the very first shloka of 4th Adhyaya of Gita, Krishna says, that is, I told about this yoga to say Vivaswan, that is Surya. Surya told Manu, Manu told Ikshvaku. So, he is supposed to be the son of Manu, or maybe in that particular line, we do not know. It is a matter of Purana again. So, Ikshvaku Vamsha is that solar race. So, in our say not history, in our tradition, let us say, in our tradition we have got two races, which is, one is the solar race, which is called Surya Vamsha, the other race is called Chandra Vamsha. And the kings whom we find in Mahabharata, they belong to the Chandra Vamsha, that is the lunar race. And the kings whom we find in this Ramayana, they are all the, including Vishwamitra, they are all people of the solar race, that is Surya Vamsha. So, Ikshvaku Vamsha is the same as Surya Vamsha. Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha. So, he is a person who is born in that particular race. Then Ramo Nama Janaishrutaha, he is known as Rama. This word Rama also, it has got interesting say derivation. What is that? That is Ramayati iti Ramaha. Ramayati Swagunaihi Sarvan, that is, by his virtues, everybody is enchanted. He enchants everybody by his virtues, that is Ramayati. He pleases. Pleases in the sense not in a very servile, obsequious manner. Not pleases means not by serving everybody, not that. Pleases means he enchants people by his great qualities. He is a great valorous person. He is a very great benevolent person. He is a mighty ruler. He has got so many virtues in him. So, whoever comes across him, and then say everybody is happy. And then we are going to see in the Ayodhya Kanda, there is a discussion. So, people, they talk among themselves, you see, have you seen Rama? Somebody asks, no, I have not seen Rama. Are, you have not seen Rama. Okay, get lost. Then, if Rama has not seen me also, I feel depressed. So, Are, Rama has not seen me. And Rama has not seen you, okay, you are good for nothing. So, like that, say if Rama has seen somebody, he feels blessed. And if he sees Rama also, he feels blessed. So, that is the nature, that is how the character of Rama is portrayed here. So, Ramayati iti Ramaha. There is another derivation also, Ramante yoginaha asmin iti Ramaha. That is, all the saints and sages, you see, yoginaha, they are aware that Rama is an incarnation. Rama is an incarnation who has come with a divine purpose, of, say, vanquishing the demons. So, that is the reason why they are happy. Ramante, they take delight in chanting the name, they take delight in say thinking about Rama. And then at another level also, Rama is also, it is the name given to the Supreme Reality. The Supreme Reality Brahman is also sometimes called Rama. So, that is the reason why Ramante Yoginaha, these yogis, the munis and sages, they take delight in that, in using the word Rama or meditating on the word Rama. So, that is what we see. Say Ramo Nama Janaishrutaha, then what type of man is he? Niyatatma, that is a person who has absolute self-control. Niyata, Yama, Niyama, those two words we come across, Yama and Niyama, that is Niyatatma. That is both externally and internally a person who has control on himself. Then Mahaviryaha, a person of great valor. Shrutiman. Of course, this Pathantaram is Dhrutiman Vashi, that is Shrutiman, a person who is very well learned in scriptures, and Dhrutiman, a person with great determination. Vashi, Vashi means a person again who has got self control is called Vashi. Then Buddhiman, Nitiman, Vagmi, Shriman, Shatrunibarhanaha, Vipulamso Mahabahu, Kambugrivo Mahahanuhu. Buddhiman, a person who has that intellect. Buddhi is the discriminating nature. Say, learnedness is scholarship and learnedness is something different. Buddhi is that intellect which is capable of analyzing things. That is what is Buddhi. We say sometimes, "Arey, this fellow doesn't have Buddhi," means he doesn't have that ability to analyze, ability to dissect things and examine. So, that Buddhiman, a person who has that analytical ability. Nitiman, Vagmi, Nitiman. Niti not necessarily means morality. Morality, of course, is one sense. Niti also means a strategy. We call it Rajaniti. Rajaniti is the strategy which has to be followed by the path, the way which has to be followed by Raja. That is, say, he should be aware of his enemies. He should be trying to do good to the people. How to rule the people, how to keep, how to say do welfare, how to take care of the welfare of the people, all that comes under what is called Rajaniti. So, Nitiman, Vagmi, Vak means voice, Vagmi means a person who is eloquent, who is capable of communicating, very good in speaking. Then Shriman, Shatrunibarhanaha, Shriman. Shriman, the normal meaning of Shriman is somebody who is wealthy, but the commentators here write, what is the use of saying that Rama is a wealthy man? There is nothing very great about saying, yes, Rama, okay, Dasharatha is a great king, he is a wealthy man. Not that Sri. Sri means the knowledge. You see, whatever you value is Sri, is Lakshmi to you. That is what is called Srihi. In fact, there is a Veda mantra which says, Ruchas Samani Yajumshi Sahishri Ramurta Satam. So, there is one saying like that. That is Ruk Yajuhu Sama. These Vedas, you see, the knowledge of these Vedas, that is what is Srihi. Sahishrihi Amruta Satam. Amruta Srihi. That is something which is undeclining, not perishing at all. It is something which doesn't perish at all. All other, say, wealth, it may perish, but this Sri is something which does not perish. So, that is what is the commentators write. Say Shriman, Shatru Nibarhanaha. Shatru Nibarhanaha means one who is capable of vanquishing his enemies. Then Vipulam. So, now some physical characteristics are also described in Ramayana here and there. We come across the description of Rama, description of Sita also, description of Hanuman also. Like that in some places, Valmiki describes the physical features of these people. Maybe during that time, even the physical features were, say, description of this particular physical feature, it was also considered important. We have a particular Shastra called Samudrika Shastra. That particular thing, it cannot be called a science in the modern sense of the word, but it is a sort of empirical science, we can say, empirical, that has been observed over centuries and centuries. So, that is, it observes all the physical features of a person. Even now we come across people who come to in villages, particularly in villages, usually sometimes the beggars or the tribal people who come for begging. So, then they say, sometimes they are called the soothsayers also. Sometimes they say, okay, by observing a person, they say, oh, you are somehow feeling sad, it has happened to you, your features are like this. So, they just see the physical features and then they say, okay, what is the say personality of that particular person. Suppose somebody who is say whose fingers, they just see the hand and then just see the hand and the lines on the palm, or rather the length of the fingers, and then sometimes the broad shoulders, or rather the hair on the body. A person who has hair on the body is supposed to be somebody who is loving in nature. Somebody who does not have any hair on the body, on particularly chest, he is somebody who is not very warm hearted, he is very calculated person. They say so somebody whose toe, if you see examine the toe and the second finger, if the second finger is longer, a person is supposed to be a sort of womanizer. So, all such things, all that description you come across in this Samudrika Shastra. They observe every single feature of the body. So, like that, this some descriptions are also there given here. Mahoras Vipulamso Mahabahu. Vipulamsa means a person who has this broad shoulders. Mahabahu. Mahabahu means a mighty shouldered person, a mighty arms. Bahu is arm. Then Kambugrivaha, a person. This Kambugriva is a person who has a nice throat which is of the shape of a conch. Conch is something called Shanku, we say. And that a person who has throat in that particular shape is supposed to be a good thing. Mahahanuhu. Hanu is a jaw. A jaw has to be very powerful. Powerful in the sense of fairly prominent jaw. A person with a prominent jaw is supposed to be a very assertive type of person. Mahahanuhu. Then Mahorasko, Maheshwaso, Gudhajatru, Rarindamaha, it says. Mahoraskaha. Mahauraskaha means a person with a broad chest. Uraha is chest. Mahoraskaha means a person with a great chest. Then Maheshwasaha, a person who is having that physical features a person who can carry a very mighty bow. Ishwasa here actually means, Ishwasa means a bow. Maheshwasa means a great bow. When you are describing a person, why are you putting this Maheshwasaha? Maheshwasa, it means that a person who is having the physical features, a person who has that physical ability to handle a very mighty bow. So, that is what it means. Maheshwasaha. Gudha Jatruhu. Jatru means the collarbone. Gudha Jatru means a person whose collarbone is actually not seen. A person who has such a muscular chest. So, a person with a muscular chest, if we see, the collarbone is not seen. So, that Gudha Jatruhu, Arindamaha, a person who vanquishes, who suppresses his enemies. Then Ajanubahu Sushiraha, Sulalata Suvikramaha. It says Ajanubahu, a person with a short hand, let us say. A person with a short hand looks very ugly. Persons with long hands looks quite handsome. That Ajanubahu is a word which we see normally. A person who is supposed to have very long hands. Sushiraha, well formed shiras. And then Sulalataha, a nice, very appropriate lalata means the forehead. You see, there is what in Shilpa Shastra, if we see, in the Shilpa Shastra there is a measurement. Say the total measurement of a person, how many angulas, an ideal person, what should be the measurement. And then say how many angula means an inch, let us say. How many, the face, how many inches it should be, neck, how many inches it should be, the torso from here to say hips, what should be the length, and in between up to the navel, and then from navel to say this place, and then navel to hip, what should be the length. So, all these proportions they are given in that Shilpa Shastra. So, all those things we find here. So, Sushiraha, Sulalataha, Suvikramaha, a person who is very say excellent, having that excellent valor. Then Samaha, Samavibhaktangaha, a person who has that well proportioned body. So, this a few more things are there about this say physical features. We will continue in the next episode. Harihi Om Tat Sat.